Tonight on News 5 Live, September 19th has been declared as a one-time public and bank holiday as the Commonwealth observes the state funeral for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Senior Counsel Godfrey Smith is sworn in as a commissioner for Guyana's Commission of Inquiry into the allegations of election rigging into 2020. And over 300 men and women of the Belize Police Department are recognized for their service in law enforcement. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Great Belize Productions Channel 5, proud winner of 9 Caribbean Media Awards for 2021. Best Investigative Report, Best News Item, Best Coverage of People with Disabilities, Best Financial Literacy Journalism, Best Videographer, Best Television Commercial Spot, and the People's Choice Award, with 2 special mentions for Financial Literacy Journalism.
Everyone, including our elderly, needs to stay connected with their loved ones. With Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program, senior citizens can sign up for 10 megabytes of unlimited internet at a low monthly cost of $25. Citizens over 65 can sign up with a valid ID and receive free installation plus 1 month free on selected broadband plans. Visit a Smart showroom near you for more information on how you can enjoy Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program. Smart, bringing people together.
Belize Guinness Sounds of Greatness presents the 8th annual Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium. Showtime is 8 p.m. Look out for Baby Sham with his band, Nadia Batson with her band, and Kes the Band. Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium, the 8th annual Soca and Culture Fest.
We are Belizean travelers. Are you?
V-Bucks by Benny's, Belize's newest multi-brand rewards program. To access V-Bucks, download the mobile app or access the website portal at bbucks.bz and set up your account. If you already have a Benny's account, chances are you already have V-Bucks. Don't let them go to waste. To earn V-Bucks, make a purchase at any Benny's location or at any of these Benny's entities, namely Island Freight Forwarders, Best Manufacturing, Benquip, and B-Mart. Once V-Bucks are earned, reward yourself. Use V-Bucks to buy items or exchange for cash. You can also double, triple, or even quadruple your V-Bucks on promotional days. It is simple. Purchase, earn, redeem. Loyalty is always rewarding with V-Bucks. Brought to you by Benny's, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, September 13th. I am Sabrina Daly. An unexpected day off for government and private sector employees next Monday. News 5 has confirmed that the day of the state funeral for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II will be recognized as a public and bank holiday in Belize. The Queen will be laid to rest on Monday, September 19th. Several Commonwealth countries, including Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, have already announced public and bank holidays to honor the Queen. This day is also recognized in Belize as National Service Day in memory of Right Honorable George Cadle Price. Information to News 5 is that National Service Day will be celebrated with the annual wreath-laying ceremony at the gravesite of the Father of the Nation in Belize City. The House of Culture, formerly the Government House, is draped on the outside with Belize's patriotic red, white, and blue colors. But at closer inspection at its flagstaff, one would observe that it represents a country in mourning, with the Belizean flag hoisted at half-mast. At the colors black and white adorn the interior, where large copies of pictures from Her Majesty's 2 visits to Belize fill the room. The Book of Condolence lays open on a table where Belizeans who have positive messages to send to the family of the late Queen Elizabeth II can pen those comments. The book was opened today and will remain there until the day of the Queen's funeral on September 19th. Thereafter, it will be sent to Buckingham Palace, the place of official business for the monarch. Last night, we told you about the gruesome discovery of the lifeless body of 35-year-old Belize City resident Alan Martinez. A post-mortem examination was conducted on the body this afternoon to determine the cause of death. There were no visible signs of injuries on the badly decomposed body upon discovery. As of news time, police have not issued any official details on the result of that autopsy. Today, News 5's Paul Lopez spoke with a relative of Martinez about his disappearance and the days leading up to Monday's revelation. Here's that report.
Another mother mourns following the gruesome discovery of her son's lifeless body face down in a pool of water along the John Smith Airport Link Road. The parents of 35-year-old Alan Martinez arrived at the location at approximately 12:30 p.m. on Monday. He had been missing since Saturday, September 3rd.
We are awaiting the post-mortem examination. I can say that from the inspection of the body, there was no sign of injuries on the body. And so we have to wait the post-mortem to see what the cause of death is. And based on that, then we're going to see what category we'll put it under, if it is homicide or as the case may be. So I think the post-mortem should be conducted this afternoon. And once the result is out, then we will have the public notified of it.
Martinez's sister, Stacey Jones, is currently in the U.S. preparing to fly home to Belize for her brother's funeral. Via Zoom, she told us that a search team, including one of her brothers, her father, and a group of BDF officers, had been searching for Martinez since Monday of last week.
Based on the information that was provided by my family, because my dad and my brothers are the ones who actually initiated the search in conjunction with people, friends and family, and some of the BDF that works along with my brother. They started searching the hotspots, one of which is the John Smith Road, just to try to rule out any possibility of the fact that, the inevitable that he would be found, just to make sure. And as the time continued to pass, the days passed, the hours passed, we realized that the search needed to be continued so that we can, provide the necessary aid as soon as possible.
The search for Martinez was fruitless, but on Monday, Jones's parents received a call informing them of the grisly discovery. The family was left baffled because the search team had canvassed that very location during their previous efforts.
The family and friends or the search teams were canvassing that area throughout the days leading up, ever since Monday, which was the day that they made the missing person report. They've been canvassing those areas, and to no avail, they did not, receive any fruitful information. And so the fact that it came after, their day of rest, which was Sunday, Monday, the call went out that the body was found, and it was found in a location which they believed was already, part of the canvassing.
The family is now hoping to get some answers through a thorough police investigation regarding the circumstances that led to the death of their loved one.
It's a pity that we have to get to this point where families keep crying out for help or crying out for, some sort of support when things of this nature happen. And it seems to be in the norm in Belize where, the police just come out, speak to us, and it's like water under the bridge. The families have to initiate and implement all these necessary strategies to get things done. And, there is no credible thing. I saw the news reports from the various outlets yesterday with regards to the response from the commissioner, where he specified that there is a shortage or they're stretched thin in the human resources of the police department. I think that is an insincere response to the many plea and the many issues that has been going on. Like, we're all aware that this is a dire issue in Belize where people are being, hurt and thrown in savagely, just savagely killed and thrown into areas where is now an official hotspot. So many years ago, I had a previous issue with my other brother who was killed, and it was the same issue and the same response from the commissioner. Like, it's all like, it's accepted, it's a norm.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The John Smith Road in recent times has been an area of concern to the Belize Police Department because it has been used for the disposal of the bodies of murder victims. Compol Chester Williams told the media today that while the department is under-resourced to place patrols in the area, they are considering the installation of surveillance cameras as an initial strategy by police to ward off people who are dumping bodies along the 4-mile stretch of road.
Certainly would like to put a mobile patrol in the area, but at this time it is extremely difficult due to our human resource constraints. Nonetheless, I am hoping that sometime next week we should be able to erect 3 surveillance cameras there, one at each entry and the other in the middle. And with that we should be able to have some coverage of the John Smith Road in the interim until we can have the human resource to put a patrol in the area.
What about lighting? Do you think there needs to be better lighting back there?
I do believe that the lighting condition of the John Smith Road is good. Perhaps in certain areas there may be a need to put lights, and that is something we certainly can discuss with BL to see what they can do to help.
A post-mortem examination is scheduled to be conducted on the body of Marcelina McKinn, a resident of southern Belize, whose decomposing body was discovered on a tomb inside the Independence Cemetery. There are reports that McKinn may have been sexually assaulted before her life was taken. Commissioner of Police Chester Williams gave an update saying that a post-mortem will clarify all these questions and more.
I know that the body has been identified of that of our waitress. I don't think we have made any significant progress with the investigation. Investigators are still out trying to gather as much as they can. We need to start off from when she was last seen, who she was seen with, where, if anything, she went, with who she went. So these are things that we're trying to get the answer for now. And hopefully that will be able to give us some lead in respect to the matter. We also need to look at her, if she have a boyfriend, if there's some possibility that it could have been him. So there are things that we're looking at to try and get to the bottom of that.
One thing with that, down there when I was there yesterday, I had some people there talk about there possibly that she may have been sexually assaulted. Is there anything that you've gathered from the investigators to suggest that that may have happened as well?
That would have to be determined at the post-mortem stage. At this time we cannot say if that is so, but we are hearing that it is so, but no one can confirm that at this time.
Coming up, Lord Ashcroft threatens arbitration over port expansion project. Details when we return.
Hello friends, this is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God?" Here is a question that many have dared to ask, often in times of distress and uncertainty and trouble. I once heard of a mother who was having trouble with one of her small boys, and she asked her neighbor what she did when having a similar problem with her son. She replied, "I sent him to the priest." Therefore the distraught mother made an appointment and carried her son to see the priest. The young boy was ushered into a room to meet the priest. He looked around and saw all kinds of different icons, and then the priest walked in with his strange-looking robe on and said to the young boy, "Where's God?" The young boy just stared in fear. The priest said a second time, "Where is God?" The boy was frightened and continued to stare. A third time the priest said, "Son, I said, where is God?" This time fear gripped the little fella, and he ran out to the waiting room where his mother and other brother were, and the brother said, "What is wrong?" He replied, "God is lost, and they think we did it." Well, dear friend, God is not lost, but I can tell you where He is. The Lord is nigh unto them of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. If you're hurting, then call upon the Lord, and you will find He is near and ready to help. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Make it a September to remember when you celebrate and save with Samsung. Enjoy awesome prices on the A-Series and S-Series lineup, all backed up by a 1-year local warranty, only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers. The full lineup includes A03, A03 Core, A12, A13, A22, A23, A33, A52s, A53, S20FE, S21FE, S22, and S22 Ultra. Entry-level models start as low as $349. Shop for your Samsung Galaxy from authorized resellers, including Digi, Debari, Cellular World, Odette's Home Center, and Westrack, and enjoy 1-year local warranty with your purchase. Celebrate and save this September with a Samsung.
What is Amnesty 2022? An opportunity for undocumented immigrants living in Belize. Belize wants to help you to live freely and continue contributing to those communities you and your family now call home by offering a pathway to permanent residency. Why should you apply? In doing so, you remove barriers and reduce the difficulties faced living as an undocumented immigrant. Applying is easy. Go online to www.immigration.gov.bz for more information. Find out if you qualify, how to apply, what documents you need, and how to book your appointment. Be prepared. The registration period will be from the 2nd of August to the 30th of November 2022. Belize Amnesty 2022. Let's continue to build Belize together.
So here we have two households, two kids doing what kids do, and two loads of stained covered laundry. One uses regular detergent, but only Fab has tough stain lifting power.
Wait, really? That's right. To get rid of all types of stains, use Fab. Adding Fab laundry detergent to the wash not only fights the toughest stains, but the colors won't fade. And Fab leaves clothes smelling fantastic. So pass it on.
Because your family deserves the best in laundry care. Fab, taking care of your laundry so you can take care of your family. Find it at your nearest store. Exclusively distributed by Big Limited.
Guinness Sounds of Greatness presents the 8th annual Belize Soca and Culture Fest, Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium. Showtime is 8 p.m. Look out for Baby Sham with his band, Nadia Batson with her band, and Kess the Band. Tuesday, September 20th at the Marion Jones Stadium, the 8th annual Soca and Culture Fest.
The government of Belize, under the administration of Prime Minister John Briceño, terminated the employment contract of Karen Bevans as Director of Tourism on March 12, 2021, several months after the People's United Party took office. The legally binding agreement signed by former Minister of Tourism Manuel Heredia Jr. and other members of the BTB Board of Directors, including former Chairman Iner Gomez, guaranteed Bevans 5 years as head of the Belize Tourism Board. When she was fired from that post, BTB attempted to pay her a year's salary given voluntarily as a final settlement on the matter. She took them to court and, as we reported on Monday, won her lawsuit and has been awarded damages amounting to over $800,000, that total notwithstanding damages from a previous defamation suit stemming from her termination. It's a hefty sum for government to shell out when the issue could have been resolved otherwise. According to former Prime Minister Dean Barrow, who represented Bevans in the matter, the attorney for the BTB believed that they would have succeeded with their counterclaim.
We wrote to say that, no, you owe this lady the entirety of her emoluments for the unexpired portion of the contract, but we indicated that we were prepared to talk. And they made a start by, when they wrote to her, saying that we'll give you a year's salary as an ex gratia payment, but they said in full and final settlement, nobody was ever going to accept just a year's salary, when what was left was maybe 4 more years on the contract. I don't remember. But without a doubt, an agreement could have been reached if they had been so prepared. I remember when there was going to be a late submission, there was an indication that Mr. Marshallix, somebody else, some other law firm was involved, and the principal of that firm had fallen ill. So there were, I think, also 2 law firms involved. But Mr. Marshallix was clearly fully in control, and it is obvious to me that it was his determination that the BTB could win. And unfortunately, famous last words, so to speak.
Senior Counsel and Acting Justice of Appeal in the Eastern Caribbean, Godfrey Smith, took an oath of office this morning in Georgetown, Guyana, where he joined Stanley John, retired Justice of Appeal of the Turks and Caicos Islands, and Justice Carl Singh, retired Chancellor of the Judiciary of Guyana. They are the commissioners of inquiry into apparent attempts to manipulate the general and regional elections in Guyana back in 2020. Earlier today, Attorney General Anil Nandlal said that the inquiry seeks to probe the threat to Guyana's democracy through, quote, flagrant attempts made to alter unlawfully the results of those elections at several stages of the protest, unquote. There were at least 2 declarations by the then returning officer for Region 4 and 1 effort to remove more than 100,000 votes by the former chief elections officer after the recount. This morning, swearing in before Chief Magistrate Anne Elizabeth McLennan was introduced by Colonel Francis Abraham, the Guyanese government's chief of protocol.
His Excellency President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali has appointed and has authorized Madam Anne Elizabeth McLennan, Chief Magistrate of the Georgetown Magisterial District, to administer the oath of office to retired Justice of Appeal Stanley John, former Chancellor of the Judiciary Carl Ashok Singh, and Justice Godfrey Smith as Chairman and Commissioners, respectively, of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into certain events connected with and being part of the regional and general elections held on March the 2nd, 2020, with effect from today's date, the 13th day of September 2022, in the 53rd year of the Republic.
I, Godfrey Smith, do hereby solemnly declare that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the people of Guyana, that I will faithfully execute the office as Commissioner of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into certain events connected with and being part of regional and general elections held on the 2nd day of March 2020, without fear or favor, affection or illusion, and that in the execution of the functions of that office, I will honor, uphold, and preserve the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Lord Michael Ashcroft has reportedly indicated intentions to bring a treaty claim against the government of Belize over Waterloo's proposed port expansion project. Reports are that earlier this year, Ashcroft wrote to Prime Minister Briceño, allegedly threatening arbitration over what he reportedly deemed to be a breach of the 1982 UK Northern Ireland-Belize Treaty for the Promotion and Protection of Investments. Over the weekend, Prime Minister John Briceño responded to these reports. Here's what he had to say.
That's his right. I mean, anybody can take us to arbitration. In this case, I don't think it's arbitration. He said that he was considering, and he's not done it so far, suing government using the treaty between Great Britain and Belize about, for want of a better word, freedom for investments. And he felt that he was that Waterloo was not being given a fair shot. And that's his right, like any other citizen, but in this case, him being a British citizen, also taking advantage of that treaty that was signed by both countries.
One of your cabinet members, or at least one of your parliamentary colleagues, the Air Representative for Port Loyola, has publicly declared his support for the port expansion. What does that mean for you, his public support for it? Does it hold any weight in the government support for this project?
Well, he is the air representative for the port, and he believes that it will create jobs for the people that live, especially people that live in the Port Loyola area. So obviously he's doing what he thinks is in the interest of the area that he represents and his constituents. So I think kudos goes to him to be able to say, well, I want to support this project.
And while it remains to be seen whether GOB will have to face Lord Michael Ashcroft in court yet again, PM Briceño also spoke about the long-awaited ports policy that his cabinet pledged to finalize back in October of 2021. Well, 12 months have passed, and conservation NGOs are asking that all environmental impact assessments be put on hold until that policy is finalized. Here's what PM Briceño had to say.
We haven't gotten the final draft of the ports policy, but certainly something that has to be looked at. Everybody will tell you that you can't have three ports right next to each other, but part of that is going to work out its own way because investors, if they see already a port is going to be built in that area, other investors will not put their money in other ports. It's just common sense. But we are working with that, and I guess I'll have to check with both the Minister in charge of ports and the Minister for Tourism to see where they are with that.
But don't you think the policy should be approved before the government considers any other EIAs?
Well, it's not, but this EIA is already in process, and that is where we disagree with the NGO community, the conservation NGO community. Whilst we have great respect for them and respect the work that they do, we also have to look at the national development of this country. We have a broader view, we have a broader perspective, we have a broader or a bigger constituency to look at. The people of this country elected us to be able to create opportunities, to reduce poverty, to develop this country, granted responsibly at all times in considering the environment, but we need to move this country forward.
After the break, a Salvadorian national on the run in Belize is wanted for the rape of a minor. We'll have that and more when we come back.
What can't be seen but protects us from the sun? It's key for our survival. Plants, animals, everyone. For many years, we didn't realize our fridges and hairstyles were harming it. But 35 years ago, we started fighting to protect it. We're talking about the ozone layer, the huge hole we created, and the Montreal Protocol that was put in place to fix it. We've achieved so much through this global treaty. Phasing out ozone-depleting substances was a successful remedy, but some replacement substances are just as harmful to our climate as before and more. So we had to find new solutions to which we all needed to commit. The Kigali Amendment asks countries to phase down some of these. Coolant gases called hydrofluorocarbons, better known as HFCs, while they don't harm the ozone layer, they're powerful GHGs. This amendment is also pushing us to innovate in the cooling sector, building more efficient, affordable systems, making refrigeration better. This in turn is helping us reduce food loss and waste everywhere, creating food systems that are stronger, with more food to be shared. And in the midst of a global pandemic, a tough and deadly plight, these cold systems are playing a role in advancing our global fight. By keeping vaccines between 2 to 8 degrees as they travel across the globe, they're protecting people from the virus and helping to bring hope. The Montreal Protocol is so much more than ozone protecting rules. It's also about finding sustainable ways to keep us, our food, and vaccines cool.
Babe, have you seen the advisory that NEMA just posted? There's going to be a storm.
Storm? It's not a storm. That's just a little rain. We'll be all right.
Thank goodness that was only a simulation. But what if it wasn't? Consider this. You've worked hard building your future, your family, your business, your home. RF&G Insurance has policy options that can protect your most valued assets so that you can focus on what matters most. Include RF&G insurance in your hurricane prep. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Belize! Digi is giving you a chance to be the winner of the ultimate Soca and Culture Fest experience. Check this out. You can win 4 Ultra VIP tickets, plus a Samsung A53 phone, plus 1 night stay for 4 at an Airbnb in the city with complimentary drinks, plus transportation for 4 to and from the concert, plus $300 bar tab, plus a personal photographer, plus backstage access. This is the ultimate package. All you gotta do is text the word SOCA, S-O-C-A, to 344 and you can be the ultimate winner. 50 cents per text. The more you text, the more chances you have to win. Closing date is September 18th. Winner will be announced on September 19th. It's Digi's ultimate Soca and Culture Fest experience.
My name is Dr. Eck, and I'm a pediatrician at the Belize Pediatric Center. COVID-19 vaccines are safe to be used in persons with chronic illnesses, including children. Even children with asthma, diabetes, a heart condition, or any other illness can be vaccinated. Children with chronic illnesses have a greater risk for complications due to COVID-19 compared to healthy children. Get your child vaccinated at the school or at the nearest vaccination site.
If you have a baby on the way, here is what you need to know about maternity benefit. It includes both an allowance for 14 weeks and a grant, which is a lump sum of $300. The basic requirements are: you must be employed, you must have at least 50 paid contributions, and you must have continuous contributions leading up to delivery. To apply, a licensed doctor certifies the expected date of delivery. The employer completes the salaries record. Submit your completed claim form as soon as possible. After giving birth, submit your continuation claim no later than 3 weeks after delivery. If the mother does not qualify, the father of the child may qualify for the maternity grant. Want to know more about maternity benefit or grant? Visit our website or contact any of our offices to have someone assist you. Also, be sure to visit our Facebook page and give us a like to stay informed. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
The Belize Agricultural Health Authority has placed a poultry farm in Blue Creek Village under quarantine after detecting the avian influenza in its animals. The farm currently houses over 25,000 chickens and is being monitored closely by Baja officers. Containment measures have been put in place to restrict poultry products exiting the Blue Creek community. A release from Baja says that this is being done to ensure that the poultry industry is being protected against further introductions of the disease. Other measures being carried out include the implementation of movement control of live birds, eggs, and litter. We spoke over the phone with Miguel De Paz, the director of the Animal Health Department at Baja, late this evening.
At this point in time, we have identified only one infected farm with avian influenza in Blue Creek. The subtype, we know part of the subtype, it's H5. When we diagnose either H5 or H7, we implement immediate control measures to control and eradicate the disease. Avian influenza is a viral disease, very infectious, contagious, that could have high mortality. We are not seeing the very high mortality. There is some degree of mortality, yes, but we must understand that the pathogenicity of the virus can be either low or high. But whether it's low or high, it requires immediate action by BAHA to control the disease, because whether it's low or high, it can have great negative impact on the industry. We do not want to allow live poultry to move out of the area. We don't know, we are uncertain what the situation is at this point. And so live poultry has the highest risk of spreading the virus. Other commodities, poultry products, processed products, less risk, but you still want to put some restriction. In other words, birds that would go to the slaughtering facilities, the facility up in Blue Creek would have to test negative for avian influenza. So we're putting measures that will certainly reduce the risk of spread. Eggs, we have to ensure that we test the layers so that eggs would not be contaminated. Litter tends to move for fertilizing purposes, and so you want to prohibit movement of poultry litter.
Does the influenza pose a risk to human health?
Avian influenza is a poultry disease. It is known to transmit to other species, including transmission to humans. It has that potential. H5, H7 is more a poultry disease, though, but I must say that yes, it can be transmitted to humans, but the transmission is not through consumption. I must reiterate and emphasize on that point. You do not get avian influenza by consuming poultry meat or consuming eggs. So that is not the nature of how the virus spreads.
Giovanni Sandoval, a 26-year-old man who is wanted in his home country of El Salvador for an alleged rape of a minor in that country, will be deported after a magistrate issued a removal order today. Sandoval, who had been on the run in Belize for the past 5 years, was deemed a prohibited immigrant. Martinez is expected to be sent back home by the end of this week, where authorities in El Salvador will file a charge of rape against him. Martinez was caught living in Belize on March 1st when the police in the Orange Walk district apprehended him and handed him over to the immigration officials after checks were made about his immigration status. Martinez has been on remand at the Belize Central Prison since March, when he was denied bail. 8-year-old Mercedes Campos, a resident of Lords Bank Village, lost her life near Mile 9 in Ladyville in August when a drunk driver ran her over while walking along Poinsettia Street with her mother. The sudden and tragic demise of the primary school student, who was preparing to return to Buttonwood Bay Nazarene School earlier this month, sent shockwaves across the nation. It also touched the lives of Belizeans in the diaspora, including the proprietors of Al's Sea Breeze in Los Angeles, California. The owners of that business reached out to activist Giovanni Brackett to see how they can assist young Mercedes' family. With his help, a barrel of items was delivered to the grief-stricken family of the minor. In a brief statement from the donors, they said, quote, "No amount of tears or goods will heal the pain and salve the loss of Mercedes. But it is hoped that this gesture will reaffirm the good in all of us and serve as a reminder that Mercedes has not been forgotten." Unquote. When we return, 79 Belizeans benefit from OAS scholarship. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
My name is James A. I attend Ephesus Seventh-day Adventist Primary School and I'm in Standard 4. One of the most important safety rules is to always keep your eyes on the road. The moment you take them off, you can be in danger of hitting another vehicle or a pedestrian. When you are driving in a car, motorcycle, or bicycle, you are not just responsible for yourself, but for the other drivers and pedestrians. If everyone obeys these rules, we can all be safe while traveling because every life counts.
We're so grateful when we got the news that he was the first place winner. We also were winners along with him because the school received as well a gift because of his effort in writing this essay. We are all in deficit. We have a lot of different issues. We know that parents could not afford school fees and things, so our school will then utilize it in various ways.
Thank you, BL, for giving me this opportunity to be part of the safety essay competition.
WestTrack Limited is committed to working hard every day to ensure you get the right products at the most affordable price. We strive to have the greatest selection of quality, affordable, and timely products and services that will enhance your personal or corporate lives. With an extensive line of products, we'll be sure to have what you need. For even faster service, you can contact us on Facebook, WhatsApp, or by email. We look forward to seeing you come through our doors at your nearest WestTrack branch today.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win. Airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Compostable plastics. To understand what a compostable plastic is, we need to know that composting is a natural way to recycle decomposed organic material like oranges or banana peels. So, a compostable plastic is similar to the banana peel in the sense that it also undergoes biological decomposition in a compost site and doesn't leave any toxic residue. In fact, it breaks down into carbon dioxide, water, inorganic compounds, and biomass at a similar rate of compostable materials. This is great because once properly disposed of, compostable plastic food packaging would be broken down in a manner much kinder to the environment compared to plastics. The recycled materials would return to Earth quickly and safely as soil when disposed of in the right environmental conditions and temperatures. It's important to note that for decomposition to occur, all compostable products must reach a sanitary landfill, where there is proper management of the waste through disposal and treatment. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
79 Belizean students were fortunate to receive scholarships from the Organization of American States General Secretariat to further their education. OAS awarded scholarships to 58 master's degree students, 12 short-term postgraduate students, 5 professional development students, and 2 graduate study students. The OAS scholarship program is a competitive process with applications from over 30 countries. We sat down with Dr. Luis Octavio Coimbra, the representative at the Office of the General Secretariat in Belize, to talk about the organization's vision behind these scholarship awards.
Here in the office, we identified that in Belize, there is some need of higher education for most of the Belizeans. And in fact, not only that, we need Belizeans that stay here after education. That's not only a matter of going abroad for studies, but also stay here. And I was lucky when I saw that my organization was not only offering the scholarships, but also some of the scholarships are online. With the pandemic, most of the schools started working on online systems, and this is very important because it makes easier, cheaper, and for the Belizeans to study abroad. Of course, you have the connections with professors, with students, you have the feeling that you are abroad, but you are in here. You are going to stay here after your graduation. Most of the, I don't think you noticed, but most of the scholarships are with issues related to Belize. Education, development are the 2 most important scholarships that we are not only offering, but Belizeans are applying to. And I'm happy that the Belizeans are not only applying, but receiving the scholarships, winning the scholarships. I mean, that's a lot of Belizeans. And when we talk about 79 is a big number for Belize. It's like 79,000 in the United States. It's like in Brazil, like 50,000 or more. It's a big number. It's a number that if consistently we reach these numbers, in 10 years, we can have a group of Belizeans ready to improve the country.
At the Police National Training Academy in Belmopan today, the mood was celebratory as hundreds of police officers were acknowledged for their years of long service. Others were awarded first and second class medals, as well as meritorious service and distinguished service medals for the exemplary work that they have done during their time with the department. Aside from thanking these officers, it served as an opportunity to build the morale of the department. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Over 300 police officers stood beaming in their ceremonial dress as they were honored by the department. 175 long service medals, 72 first class medals, 24 second class medals, 19 meritorious service medals, and 6 distinguished service medals were issued today.
We are gathered here this morning to commemorate the long service and good conduct to members of all ranks of the Belize Police Department who have completed 18 years of service, continuous service in the department, and are granted a medal and award for long service and good conduct. A first-class medal on their completing 25 years of continuous service, and a second class of completed 30 years of service. Meritorious Service Medal for those members of all ranks who have given valuable services characterized by resource and devotion to duty, including prolonged services marked by exceptional ability, merit, and exemplary conduct. We also will be commemorating the Belize Police Distinguished Service Medal Award, which will be granted to senior police officers from the rank of senior superintendent who have rendered especially distinguished service to the state or the department, and members of the department who have performed an exceptional act of gallantry in the execution of their duties.
The award ceremony was not only a time for celebration, but showcased experience amongst peers who are on a quest for excellence within the department. The recipients are described as people who go above and beyond the call of their duties.
Certainly, it serves as a boost of morale for officers. I think this is something that officers do look forward to. And in the planning stage, we had a number of officers who had called and say, my name is omitted and these sort of things. So which means that officers do look forward to it. And we made sure that we did the due diligence, that we award those who are entitled. Again, there's a lot that needs to be done to make sure that the officer meet the requirement of the award. And so I want to thank the committee led by Mrs. Magdaleno and Superintendent Jones for the exemplary work that they did in making sure that those who were to be awarded were awarded.
During today's ceremony, a moment of silence was also held for those police officers who have died recently.
It's a time for us to also recognize and give thanks to those fallen officers. Certainly, their service did count prior to their passing, and it was only fitting that we took a moment of silence in their honor, as well as in honor of the Queen who passed away last week. And I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the family of those fallen officers for having loaned them to us during the time that they were with us, and for the exemplary work that they did. And certainly, yes, Mr. Jimot, had he been alive, he would have been one of the awardees as well today.
Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa was tasked with giving a toast at today's ceremony. In his remarks, he thanked the awardees for their service to the nation.
Listening to the incredible accomplishments of this team, of this family, and of your achievements, I am reminded that bravery is not an absence of fear, but rather action in the face of fear. Today, I join your family members, your colleagues, other distinguished guests, the government of Belize, in acknowledging your unrelenting service, your selflessness, your bravery in service to our nation and the people of Belize.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
Just ahead, a temporary relocation for St. Mary's Primary School.
At times, life can become full of challenges and feel overwhelming. Conditions such as depression, anxiety, substance dependence, and a family history of suicide or previous suicide attempts are also factors that may contribute to suicide. A suicidal person may experience feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, emptiness, and being a burden to family and friends. They feel like they have exhausted all their options and there is no way out. Suicidal people do not truly want to die, but see it as the only option to end the unbearable pain they are in. If you or someone you know needs help, contact us at phone number 828-5992 or you can visit your nearest hospital and ask to speak with a mental health nurse. Services are available countrywide.
Everything must come to an end. A much-needed vacation, or even a good book. What about the world? How will it end? Should we be worried about the end? Frightened even? What does the Bible actually say about the end? Tune in right here as we discuss the end.
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marian Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
My beautiful Belize, my land of the free, my home and it's bound by the Caribbean Sea. Valiant and bold, proud we are strong. Belize we rebound at age 41. Belize we are free and independent. We're free and independent. Free and independent to be whatever you wanna be. Free and independent. We're free and independent. Free and independent. We're changing our country. We're free. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart. So make we celebrate with smart. Come celebrate with smart. Make we celebrate with smart. Let's celebrate with smart.
The entire Smart family wishes all Belizeans a safe and happy September celebrations. Smart, bringing people together.
Parents of children attending St. Mary's Primary School in Belize City attended a meeting at St. Mary's Church on Monday evening to discuss new developments regarding their children's classes. Last week, after it became news that the existing schooling building on Gabriel Lane would have to be demolished, the roughly 300 children were given work-from-home packages to keep up with their schoolwork. But now there's been a breakthrough in that the school has been offered the Samuel Haynes building on the next side of the city as their new school ground for the next 2 years. But if the new location for classes is a bit out of reach for kids who had only to turn a lane before they could see their classrooms before, well, the Ministry of Education will provide free transportation to and from St. Mary's to Samuel Haynes campuses. News 5 was at St. Mary's and spoke with parent Brenda Augustine, who would have liked nothing better than to have her son attend classes at his old school campus. But General Manager of Anglican Schools, Dr. Jeremy Cayetano, told us that won't be possible for now, since most of the students will be relocated for the foreseeable future.
Fortunately for us, we got an offer to use another space rather than here. We have been over the past days exploring that option, and today we brought 3 options to our parents. Option 1 being the use of that space, which is the Samuel Haynes Center, where we would bus the children from St. Mary's to the Samuel Haynes Center and then bus them back at the end of the day. The parents overwhelmingly voted for that option, and so we are going to be putting that in place with the help of the Ministry of Education. We have asked for the use of the space for 2 years with the option of extending that time if there is need. Now, Standard 2 to Standard 6 will be over at the Samuel Haynes building. Infant 1, Infant 2 and Standard 1 will be over here, so that the buildings that we have already paid for will be able to use.
But most people vouch for carrying back a Martin to Samuel Haynes. So that was the option where I will put now. Well, eventually they say that they may have, hopefully starting next year, they will bring up new building in the back there, so whereby the kids could come back to the original. And I think that's the best, because moving kids from one location to another location has a lot of things to do with it. If you want to place one kid from one school into another school amongst other students, but they don't really know, you don't want to bring them up, right? Some of them don't really perform, maybe they get ill-treated.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.